The Colts have fever players out. Sophie was not there, but they give everyone jerseys. And Caitlin Clark, grew up in Iowa, is a Chiefs fan, refused to wear the Colts jersey. She just held it up like this. And she hasn't gone out and said, like, I didn't do it because I'm a Chiefs fan, but the internet was like, she's a real one.
I love it.
And it's just...
Sophie Cunningham just dropped an interview that's got the entire WNBA world buzzing. From blasting league leadership to calling out officials and even throwing some fiery shade at Caitlin Clark. This one's absolutely wild. Sophie didn't hold back for even a second, and honestly, it's the most unfiltered and real we've heard anyone in a long time. The big question is, do you think Sophie's finally speaking her truth, or just stirring the pot again? Either way, let's break it all down, because this latest interview from Sophie Cunningham is pure chaos in the best way possible. Are you watching the finals?
I guess watched,
no.
Hell no. I haven't watched a lick of the WNBA. I don't know what's going on. I talked to my teammates like the day that we did exit interviews and all of that. And I haven't, I need a cleanse. Like, I'm booking vacations. West, we need to go on a vacation and do a podcast.
Before we go any further, let's get one thing straight. Sophie Cunningham has never been afraid to speak her mind. Whether she's roasting her own teammates, calling out the WNBA front office, or dropping a few unfiltered words mid-interview. Sophie always finds a way to say what everyone else is too scared to. But this time, she went off on everything.
I can win and roam it. Like, I can be like, I'm here. They brought, I'll put this shit on. Her not doing that is so incredible. I hope she knows how awesome that was.
You sent it yesterday, and I was like I'm not surprised by it. I'm not, because you know what? Everyone's always trying to get her to wear something or do something, and her to be like.
The setup couldn't have been more casual. Sophie sat down for the Show Me Something podcast back home in Missouri. Coffee mug in hand, totally relaxed and completely uncensored. No PR polish, no media filter, just Sophie being Sophie. And in between stories about horses, the weather, and baby fever, she somehow hit on every major WNBA headline that's been making waves lately. Especially Caitlin Clark.so. Let's start there. You know how the Indianapolis Colts recently invited Indiana Fever players to one of their games? Everyone got Colts jerseys. A nice little PR gesture, right? Well, Caitlin Clark wasn't exactly playing along. Clark grew up in Iowa, and she's a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. So when the Colts handed her their jersey, she didn't wear it. She just held it up, that's it. No fake smile, no pretending. Just a polite, yeah, thanks, but I'm good. Honestly, fair enough.
So the Colts have fever players out. Sophie was not there, but they give everyone jerseys. And Caitlin Clark, grew up in Iowa, is a Chiefs fan, refused to wear the Colts jersey. She just held it up like this. And she hasn't gone out and said, I didn't do it because I'm a Chiefs fan, but the internet was like, she's a real one.
I love it.
And it's just it's so good. So good.
And just like that, the internet lost it. Fans were calling Caitlin Clark a real one, praising her for staying loyal, and Twitter was flooded with memes faster than you could refresh your feed. That's when Sophie Cunningham jumped in, and her reaction was exactly what you'd expect from her. She said straight up, that was awesome. I hope Caitlin knows how cool that was. Then she laughed and added, I'm not even surprised by it. Classic Sophie. Now keep in mind, she wasn't even at the game. Sophie said she dipped out before the event. But when she saw that clip of Caitlin refusing to wear the Colts jersey, she couldn't stop hyping her up. To Sophie, it was real. It was raw. And she loved every second of it. Because honestly, in a league where everyone's expected to smile for PR and play nice, that little moment stood out. Sophie said it was her favorite thing all week, and she's right. Caitlin didn't have to make a statement. She just quietly said, yeah, thanks, but I'm good. That's what made it iconic. And here's the thing, moments like that show exactly why fans love both of them. Caitlin Clark is unapologetically herself. Sophie Cunningham is unapologetically loud. And when one outspoken player recognizes another, that's genuine mutual respect, something you don't see often, but that was only the beginning. Sophie didn't stop there. She opened up about her own controversies too. especially the one where she cussed out WNBA leadership and got fined for it. Remember that rant where she said league executives don't know basketball? Yeah, that one. I end this interview. She didn't back down. Sophie said, "Yeah, I said it. And no, I'm not taking it back." She did admit maybe she could have said it differently, but laughed it off. "I might have been a little harsh, but it's also just me." Half apology, half mic drop. Then she added something that hit hard. "When I cuss, people think I'm uneducated. But I do know what I'm talking about. I just cuss. Honestly, fair point." That's her passion showing, and it's her brand. When the host asked if she regretted what she said about Kathy Engelbert or the league office, Sophie didn't hesitate. "No, I meant every word. Maybe I shouldn't have cursed, but I meant it." That's the kind of blunt honesty fans wish more players had. No media polish, no walking on eggshells, just truth. But even while defending herself, Sophie somehow ended up defending Caitlyn again. When asked if she's been watching the WNBA finals, Sophie laughed and said, "Hell no, I haven't watched a lick of the WNBA. I'm on a break." Then she added, "Good luck to whoever wins. I honestly don't care." Now, before anyone twists that, she explained why. After a long, chaotic season filled with injuries and drama, she said she just needed to unplug. And honestly, who can blame her? Sophie said watching other teams play right after losing is painful. So when she said she's on a WNBA cleanse, it wasn't shade, it was burnout that she's been spending time with family, relaxing, and trying to live a normal life again. But don't worry, she's still cracking jokes. "I'm booking vacations. I'm over it. There's drama, but I'm done," she laughed. Then she joked, "Let's talk about fashion instead." Only Sophie could go from cussing out league officials to talking about peacoats in the same interview. But let's rewind to that Caitlin Clark jersey moment, because Sophie's take was deeper than it sounded. She said that moment proved Caitlin knows who she is and doesn't feel the need to please everyone. That's rare in a league where players are constantly told to smile and stay grateful. Sophie said she hopes Caitlyn realizes how iconic that small gesture was, and she's right. That clip of Caitlyn holding the jersey became one of the most shared WNBA posts of the week. It was confidence, without a single word. Sophie said that's exactly why she relates to Caitlyn. They're both real. They don't fake things for social media or league approval. And in the WNBA right now, that's rare. As the conversation shifted, Sophie talked about the cost of being outspoken. She said she feels like she represents players who can't speak freely, so she tries to be their voice. "I represent a lot of people who don't say stuff, so I want to make sure I say it right." That's real self-awareness. She knows her platform matters. She's not just venting, she's standing up for others. Then came another viral line. When asked again about league leadership, Sophie doubled down. "They might be good business people, but they don't know basketball." She said it once before, it blew up, and now she's owning it again, because for her, that's the truth. The people making the biggest decisions don't always understand the game they're shaping. And that's what makes Sophie different. She says what others whisper behind closed doors. Even when she's controversial, she's still charming about it. A mix of country girl honesty and don't mess with me confidence. One second she's dropping a hot take, the next she's talking about horses. That's her magic. Before wrapping up, she circled back to Caitlyn again, and you could tell she genuinely respects her. Sophie said she's tired of the league constantly using Caitlyn's name for marketing and headlines. Her message? Let the players breathe. Let Caitlyn just be Caitlyn. That honesty, that authenticity is what connects them both. Then came the lighter stuff. Sophie said she's on a league cleanse, rehabbing her knee, and finally living like a normal person. She joked about being on end duty, having baby fever, and getting so bored at home. But then she said something deeper. The WNBA world is always on edge. "I needed to step back before the drama eats me alive." That line hit hard because this season really was chaos. Constant injuries, non-stop media fights, and social media melting down over every Caitlin Clark headline. Sophie's over it. Not angry, just burnout. She even said, "You can't watch others live your dream right after it ends. You need time." That's real. You almost never hear athletes admit that. Then, in true Sophie fashion, she ended the interview joking about fashion, talking peacoats, Christmas bar crawls, and upgrading her wardrobe. I'm tired of sweatshirts. I want to look feminine and bougie, she laughed, and somehow that balance, being bold, funny, real, and human, is exactly why fans can't stop watching her. Before it wrapped, she told one last story. She ditched her leg cast early, without the doctor's permission. When she finally went in, they told her she was healing faster than expected. Sophie just grinned and said, "Say less." Finally, the host asked if she had any regrets about being so blunt. Sophie paused, then said, "No. I'm proud of speaking up. Someone has to." That line says it all, because no matter what people say, too loud, too bold, too emotional, Sophie Cunningham keeps proving she's one of the few who actually says what others only whisper. And that's why this interview blew up. It wasn't just sports talk, it was truth talk. Through all of it, she still found time to lift up Caitlin Clark. No fake praise, no PR spin, just respect. One outspoken player recognizing went to another doubt as, "Oh yeah, Sophie didn't hold back." No filters, no fake energy, no pretending to care about the finals. She gave fans something they never get. Honesty with personality. Say what you want about Sophie Cunningham, but she keeps the league interesting. Because if you can call out leadership, hype up Caitlin Clark, and still joke about peacoats in one interview, that's a rare kind of talent that is. Oh, what do you think of Sophie's comments? Too real or just right? Drop your thoughts below.